This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39. And I'm starting at verse 28. And it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in its commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Peace and blessings to the elect, to the listening, learning, the YAHAWAH, Watiyam. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, and the elder bishops. Much respect to the mighty Gabar Yum on the highways and hedges, bidding Yash'al to the marriage, and to the Gabar making videos of edification to wake up the lost sheep. Salutations to the less scattered abroad to be unto the speckled bird. So I have a video here, originally by Arrows of Indignation, and I seen the brother Teyasha Allah's video on this, and to the spirit power YAHAWASHI, it moved me to do a video of my own. And because, for the past years, the prophets and the like-minded men have been prophesying about the turn of events that's going to happen towards these wicked women, man. You got to understand, these women have lived so deliciously, okay? Being able to make the standards of dating, telling men, if you're 5'6", don't look at me. If you're 9 to 5, don't even bother, okay? Adultery was just made legal in New York City. So women are committing adultery. Now they can say, oh, we're doing it legally. It's okay. You have no fault divorces, okay? You have false sexual assault and false domestic violence accusations, placing men in prisons for years and years just to find out that it was fake, okay? And then not too long ago during the election, you had women encouraging other women to use a poison called aquatofana. Okay, it's a scent. It has no scent and it's a clear liquid. Okay, they've been encouraging women to use that poison to delete their boyfriends and husbands if they voted for Trump. Okay, the book of Job, the 4th chapter, says that those who reap wickedness, those who sow wickedness, shall reap the same. And this is the judgment of Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi. And these women, a lot of these women, they don't care because all they care about is short-term gain, man. All they care about is what can be done for them. They could do whatever they want, but they want to put a man on penis control, man. Okay, they can walk outside, butt all poking out, okay, all types of clothing, which is, when you think about it, especially for, women who are with men, that's advertising yourself indirectly. You're advertising yourself. You're saying, yes, I'm with somebody, but it's a possibility I could be single. So you see these goods, it could be yours. But at the same time, you have these same women telling men, I don't want you with another girl, or I don't want you even, saying hi to another woman. Let me check his phone. So Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi is bringing down judgment, man. Okay, he's bringing down judgment. Exactly. He said, what women are vabbing too, using their vaginal juice as perfume. Yep. That witch Erykah Badu made a perfume on that, right? And there's been witchcraft that these women, in order to have these men head over heels in love with them, they put their period blood in spaghetti. All types of wickedness, man. All types of wickedness and double standards, right? As a matter of fact, I want to get this real quick, and then we'll get to the video. Okay? This is what the Lord said about that. This is, I'm going to get 2 precepts, both in the book of Proverbs, 20th chapter. Proverbs 20:10. It says, false weights in unequal measures. The Lord Yahawah detests double standards of every kind. That's one. Second precept. Proverbs 20 and 23. The Lord Yahweh detests double standards. He is not pleased by dishonest scales. So the double standards that these women place, the Lord said he is not pleased and he detests it, okay? So now I'm going to play this clip here and we're going to get back into the scriptures. And also I'm going to get that other video too about the aquatofana. So just bear with me. I'm going to mute my mic so there's no echoing. And shalom to the beloved brother, Judah tribesman. And shalom to Khan Bathgad. Shalom wa barakatham. So let's check this out.
70,000 men in a group chat. 70,000 men in a group chat. What are they discussing? How to harm women and children. And this includes the women and their families, including their mothers. I don't know, y'all. We going into a new year. If this is not a sign, ladies, for you to be decentering men, if this girl, 70,000. Putting all that energy into plotting and scheming against women, why don't they just sleep together? Problem solved. Keep us out of the conversation and y'all sleep together. Why don't y'all play matchmaker in that fucking group chat? 70,000 men. That should be enough incentive for you to decenter them and to stay single and celibate and level up.
That number is not hyperbole. 70,000 men got into a group chat and have sustained it for years, where the whole purpose of it was to give tips and tricks about how to harm women in your life. Your girlfriend, your aunt, your sister, your mom, your daughter. And we wonder why it is that women will have these conversations in social media about the man or the bear. Well, bear's not doing that. Grizzlies aren't getting together and talking through the trees about how to fuck up women. Like, that's not happening. And you know what really frustrates me about this news at all existing, beyond the fact that I can't even imagine how many women have just like had their lives made worse, if not totally harmed or ended by this chat. But it makes me angry because you know that 70,000 is a big enough number. That's enough people to fill all SoFi Stadium, by the way. That's a big enough number that almost certainly a non-insignificant portion of the people in that chat were young men between the ages of 10 and 20. And I just wonder who in their life is asking them, who are you spending your time with? Where are you hearing that? Who told you to talk like that? You know, because like if it starts in a group chat, it's going to percolate into regular conversation. And if you're a young guy like me, I'm 26. You know, I have a 15-year-old nephew. And if I heard any inkling about that young man talking in any way about harming the women in his life, he'd be getting a call from me, right? Like it's not even a negotiation. You know, it would be a call to understand, what are you doing, first of all, and then it would be me cajoling the shit out of him to stop that. Because there's a point where when the conversation is about harm, it's less about the gentle parenting, right? It's about letting people know, like, that's not okay. You know, like, you are not a man to do that. You know, no man is a man to do that. Things like that. And it just makes me wonder how many of these young men, who were certainly in this chat, were able to show the chat directly to their friends, or maybe even to older men in their life, and only receive like, oh man, that's so edgy, that's so crazy, instead of being like, hey, you want to fucking show me that again? You want to tell me why you're in that chat? You know? God, dude, it's just, it drives me crazy because people on the right love to talk about social decay and about corrosion of morals. This is it. Stuff like this is it. This is the acid bath on everybody's psyche and sense of safety that nobody needs. You know, and for what? For what? For these guys to feel tough? Like, for them to share memes where the joke is woman hurt? Like, where's the outrage about this? You know, where's the outrage about this? Because there were American men in that chat. You know, where's the outrage about this? About what that reflects about our values, you know? Holy shit.
So there you go. There you go, man. Spirits created for vengeance. And I talked about this too, man. Okay, for many years. I said that these men who have been thrown in prison, being falsely accused of SA and DV, okay, who bust their asses to provide for their wives to say, to one day say, you know what, I'm bored with this man, okay, or he doesn't sexually please me the way he used to be. So you know what, I'm gonna find somebody else. I'm gonna divorce him and take his stuff and go with some other dude, and that's plastered and promoted. Everybody laughs at the man, but when something comes towards the women, you got these effeminate men like the one we just saw. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? Well, where was the outrage when women were encouraging other women to poison other men who voted for Trump, you dummy? See, men like that are going to get trampled, and they're going to watch their children get destroyed and their women's ravished, right? This is Isaiah chapter 13 in verse 15. This is the NLT, okay? It says, anyone who is captured will be cut down, run through with a sword. Verse 16 says, their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked. And I'm not going to say the word, but it does say it. You can look this up in the NLT. And their wives will be raped. Okay? This is what's coming to this wicked queendom. We live in a queen of heaven society where women are allowed to get away with murder, where women are allowed to be adulteresses and have the nerve to look at a man cross-eyed if he says hi to another woman. You have women saying we have to murder, delete men who vote for Trump. Okay? While women are allowed to be shameless dogs, man. Let's go into Sirach real quick. Sirach 26 and verse 22. Okay? It says, a harlot shall be accounted as spittle. So all these harlots are going to be treated as spit. But this is what happens to a godly woman, a woman who obeys her husband, a woman who understands the commandments of the Lord and how things go. It says, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, right? You got all these women, I'm a bad bee, I'm a boss bee, okay? Well, they're going to be treated like one, literally. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. It says, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Because you got to remember, pride goes before destruction, man. You have a whole bunch of these prideful women telling men what to do while they can have OnlyFans pages. Okay? They could tell a man, oh, I don't want you another woman, but when you look at their IG, they're following all types of half-naked dudes, whatever. But you can't tell them nothing. The Lord detests double standards. This is Sirach. Let's stay in verse 26. Let's go up real quick. This is Sirach chapter 26 and verse 8. It says, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. This is talking about women who are with men going on these girls' trips, okay, to Jamaica, to fucking Africa, all right, to get their backs blown out while they have men at home. This is verse 9. It says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in the haughty looks and eyelids. Again, okay, it's crazy too, because it's like, men want women to dress modestly for their own protection, because men understand how men are. Has nothing about being a fucking tyrant. The scripture says when a man getteth a wife, he getteth a possession. Okay? So you are a possession to that man, and that man's job is to protect you while you give him a peace of mind. So if you're out there being wicked and rebellious, how can the man protect you? You want to walk out there looking like city girls, okay? But you talking about, oh, a man can't do this and a man can't do that. Well, guess what? Now these men want vengeance. Sirach 26 in verse 10, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. Now, what is the big movement that many of these women follow? Sexual liberation. Okay? There were hundreds of thousands of women who participated in Amber Rose's 4 slut walks. Okay? Verse 11 says, watch over the impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Why? She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when she hath found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver. That means her legs against every arrow. That means the penis, man. None of you women are virgins. None of you women are virgins, man. And the men that you're with, you technically don't even belong to them. But you have all types of rules and standards for men. What did she say? 70,000 men who want to hurt women and children. Let's get this real quick. I'm gonna stay in the NL. I'm gonna go back to the blue letter and go to the NLT. I mean, stay in NLT. Okay, because at the end of the day, hey, you can make all types of standards and rules for men, but the Lord said what? Let judgment rain down as water. Okay, you can't go against the Lord, man. Isaiah 39, and I'm starting at verse 9, because the prophets have been saying this. Salakia, not Isaiah 39, Isaiah 32. Salakia. Isaiah 32, and I'm start at verse 9. It says, listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me, you who are so smug. In a short time, just a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to care. Now women are all scared. They're all scared now. Okay? And this woman once talks about, oh, why don't you just sleep with other men and you're plotting? Well, guess what? Why don't you sleep with each other? Because all y'all fucking talk about, at every platform, a man has to pay this. We can't go 50-50. A 9-to-5 man ain't shit. Okay? A man that's 5'6" ain't shit. Oh, if he don't have swag, I'm not checking for him. If he voted for Trump, delete him. Isaiah 32 in verse 10 in its entirety, it says, in a short time, just a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to care. For your fruit crops will fail. The harvest will never take place. You got women living in their cars, right? The eviction rates are higher amongst women, but mostly what? Higher amongst Israelite women. Because you got to remember, 1 Timothy 2:15 says, no, it's not 1 Timothy, Salakia. 1 Peter, the 4th chapter says that judgment shall start at the house of the Lord. So that's starting with Israelites, okay? 11 says, tremble you women of ease, throw off your complacency, strip off your pretty clothes, and put on burlap to show your grief. Okay? So women should be in the house of mourning. But hey, like Cindy Lauper always said, oh, girls want to have fun. That's what women want to do all day. They want to be praised. Okay, they want simps like that dude in the last part of the clip. The crazy thing about it too is that women want these simps, but they will commit adultery with men who are masculine, with men who actually have morals, with men who actually stand up for something. Okay? So again, these women who are at ease, man. YAHAWASHI is bringing judgment for them. And what she mentioned, children and shit, right? I think that's Matthew. Oh, shoot. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Let me scroll down. Where is it? Beautiful. Matthew 24 and verse 19. This is YAHAWASHI's words, who the world illiterally calls Jesus Christ. It says, how terrible it will be for pregnant women and for nursing mothers in those days. This is speaking of what? When the Romans were coming out to the Israelites, and the Israelites were ran out of their homeland. Okay, but guess what? The Romans, who are the Edomites, are coming down like a great flood again. And that's coming. That's part of the vengeance of the Lord. And a lot of the men that was in the chat room, I think they were the majority Edomites. Okay. But anyways, the point is, it's going to be very, very tough for women with children, especially women with babies. Those who are smug, those who are at ease. Okay, this is why Isaiah 4:1 is coming, and a lot of you women will say, "Oh, I'd rather die to see that." But guess what? When you see the horrors and terrors, you're gonna be like, you know what? Fuck that. Excuse my language. I want a man of the Lord. That man over there that has the Robert Hakwadash on him. I don't care about these other women. I just want to be protected, right? Isaiah 4:1. Let's get it. Let's get it. Isaiah 4:1. It says, "And in that day, so few men will be left." Why is that? Because men are going to be shipped out to World War III. Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, civil wars, race wars. Okay, a lot of the men are going to die. It says, "In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women," that just means completion. It could be 2 women, 1 woman, 15 women, whatever. Okay, "will fight for each man, saying, 'Let us all marry you.'" Saying what? That means what? Sex. Okay, "We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids." Now, this goes into take away their shame, because a shameless woman should be counted as a dog. Okay? And the men of the Lord are going to be worth so much. Right? Let's stay in Isaiah. I won't try to make this too long. I gotta get back to it anyways. Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13. And I started verse 11. Nope. What am I doing? Hold on. I just went to New Testament. There we go. Isaiah 13 and verse 11. I started verse 11. It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud," right? The women of Judah are haughty. Israelite women are haughty, right? And also the heathen women. "I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." Verse 12, "I will make a man of Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold." Why is that? Because even Yahawashai said, "I will make up my jewels." Okay, he called the men of the Lord his jewels. He's elect. They're going to be royal diadems. Okay, Isaiah 13:11. I read it, Salaki 12 in its entirety. "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." So shit is going to be so terrible. We just read in Isaiah the 13th chapter that the children will be dashed to pieces and the women will be raped. And yes, that word is in the scriptures. All right, read Isaiah 13, starting at verse 15 in the NLT. Okay, so what was I saying? So yeah, so now let's go into how women will be saved. Okay, let's go into 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 2 and 15. Here's the way a woman will be saved. Let me see that in the NLT. It says, "But women will be saved through childbearing, assuming they continue." See, that's the point. Assuming they continue to live in faith, love, holiness, and modesty. Okay? Not emotions. Not in pride. Not telling the man, "Oh, I'm going to dress the way I want to dress, but you can't dress like that." Okay? Faith, love, holiness, and modesty. Then somebody will say, "Okay, what if I can't have kids?" Well, guess what? I covered that through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. This is Luke chapter 23. And let's start at verse 29. It says, "For the days are coming." No, I'm starting at verse 28. It says, "But Yahawashi turned and said to them, 'Daughters of Jerusalem, don't weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For the days are coming when they will say, fortunate indeed are the women who are childless, the wombs that have not been born a child, and the breasts that have never nursed." Why is that? Because we just read in Matthew 24:16, it says, woe to them who are with child and give suck in those days, man. It's going to be terrible. It is going to be terrible. Okay. So this is not the time to be in that Cyndi Lauper mindset, man. Mass judgment has been taking place on the earth for so many years, man. We have seen mass judgment on each freaking holiday. Okay? 2 women. So you had the first woman that was burnt alive on the New York City subway. Another woman was burnt alive on the subway. Okay? Look that up. So you have to fear YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, man. You have to fear YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, man. That is the beginning of wisdom. And the Lord loveth those who dwelleth in wisdom. Okay? This is why the men in the Lord are doing what they're doing, because we want to be saved. We want spiritual powers. We want to protect the women who are faithful to us. We want that. But to the rebellious woman, you're going to die, man. And, hey, Lord willing, he has mercy on you. And it's an instant death. Because these sick men, they have plans. It's not just an insta-kill. They have plans, man, to ravish, to torture. You have, I think like over 2,000 inmates were released over the years. One in the UK, and I forgot where else. Okay, you have cops not answering certain calls, right? They're not answering DV calls, right? So on and so forth. This is why I tell these women, stop talking shit to men that you don't know. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you don't even know if you're talking shit to a man of the Lord. So, this is just the beginning of sorrows for the modern female, man. And to the, the women who are in truth, man, hey, don't be like them. To the men of the Lord, you already know we're not these weak, effeminate men, man. Because those weak, effeminate men, they're gonna die here as well. So let this be a warning. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashai, Bahasham, Barakah, Quadash. This is just the beginning of sorrows. Shalom.